Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood, and you are watching the Political Boom Vigilante. Thank you for watching, folks. This is the People's Channel. As you can see, Super Chats are back. You can support our show. You can become a YouTube member. You can YouTube Red and all that stuff. The ads, actually, we're getting paid again. We were remonetized several months ago. Thank you to all who have stuck with us this whole time. We obviously, it's so frustrating watching the mainstream media in America. They talk about the Israel-Hamas war, and that's not what's happening. Since the October 7th Hamas attack, Israel's been bombing Gaza for 22 days straight. There's one media outlet that's actually been doing really good coverage of this, and that's Democracy Now! And I've been critical of Democracy Now! Covering other issues. But man, are they holding Israel accountable? And they've been holding Israel accountable for years. I mean, they always are pointing out whenever innocent Palestinians are bombed or killed. They were talking about the 200 Palestinians that were killed this summer. And, the whole thing is run by Amy Goodman. And they've been covering all of the protests that are Jewish-led protests against Israel. And I think that's significant because the easy, when non-Jewish people or non-Israelis are critical of Israel, it's easy. Oh, they're anti-Semitic. It's anti-Semitic. And that's a trick. To quote an ex-Israeli member of their parliament, she had this quote. Anti-Semitic, it's a trick. We always use it to stifle legitimate criticism of Zionist Israel. Shlomet Aloni, former Israeli cabinet member, winner of the 2000 Israel Prize. So it's important. We all should be speaking about it, but it's important that there's all these Jewish and Israelis and Israeli organizations like Jewish Voices for Peace, Bet Salem. We talked about that with Katie Halper. Breaking the Silence, which is the ex-Israeli soldiers who have been speaking about the mistreatment of Palestinians for years. So there was there's been massive protests in major cities, not in just America, but all over the world. And Democracy Now! Has been covering it. So I saw this on Democracy Now! This morning, and they put this on their Twitter. And this is a woman who's Jewish in New York. She's the Hunter College professor, Rosalind Pacheski. She was arrested at a sit-in organized by Jewish American activists from Jewish Voices for Peace at JVP Live in New York City. This is what she had to say.
Jewish prayers in the background. The sun is going down and it's the Jewish Sabbath.
It is. And on Shabbat, we have to pray. We have to recommit ourselves to justice. I believe that Judaism and Jewish ethics, this is how I grew up thinking, are about justice and about Rabbi Hillel's statement. If I am not for myself, who am I? And if I'm only for me, what am I doing here? I glossed over it a little bit. And if not now, when? Now. Peace now. Ceasefire now. President Biden and Blinken, listen to what people are telling you, especially the young people and lots of Jews.
Well, that's powerful. It's powerful on a lot of levels. that, like Jewish activists are saying this is not in our name. Don't bomb Gaza in our name. And so I'm, as I said to Katie Halper, and as I said to Lee Camp on this show, I said, it's everyone needs to speak up about this, but Jews and Israelis really got to speak up on this, because it ain't right that this is being done like in their name. Like, oh, we're protecting you. We're protecting Israel from Hamas. And it's like, no, you're committing a genocide. And it's really, I urge you to follow all of these organizations, Jewish Voices for Peace. There's another organization, we'll show it here in a second, that are speaking up. And this is what you have to do. And I always make the analogy of, I'm very critical of the Catholic Church. I will speak the loudest as an Irish American and former Catholic, because it ain't right. I don't want you to cover up, I don't want you to allow kids to get molested, and then these priests don't even go to jail. They just get shuffled around and say you're doing this, you have to speak up. So here's some other accounts I urge you to well, this is from Danny Haifong, who's been on the show. This is the Turkish Friendship Prison that was bombed. So let's go to, I want to show you this. Let's go to the Jewish Voices for Peace. Let's go to there. I'm following them, right? This is pinned. This is from Friday. You can see right there, happening now at New York City's Grand Central Station. This is where that woman was arrested. Thousands of Jews and allies hold an emergency sit-in, demand a ceasefire in Gaza. We're taking over the Grand Concourse. We're refusing to allow a genocide to be carried out in our names. Never again for anyone. That's the thing was always said after the Holocaust of World War II, never again. But it's like never again, but according to Netanyahu and that crowd, it's okay. Never again for us, but the Palestinians, yeah, so what? So I urge you to follow Jewish Voices for Peace. This is their site. Look, this is all the stuff they're covering. This is Israeli settlers burn Palestinian homes in the West Bank as their military rains down fire on Palestinian homes in Gaza. And there's all this stuff coming out about what happened in 1948. And it's pretty horrific. There's the other one I wanted to show you. The where is it? Torah Judaism. Look at this. stuff like that gives me hope. And it because you can get pretty brutally attacked just for being critical of Israel, especially in Hollywood. And so to see that group say, anti-Zionism is not anti-Semitism, that Orthodox Jews are like, no, man, this ain't right. It's not right. They don't believe in the land grab. And yeah, Netanyahu and the Zionism is creating more anti-Semitism. Just random Jewish people getting attacked on the streets. That's not good. That's not a good thing, but that's happening to Palestinians and Muslims. And that's been happening to Muslims since 9/11. It's brutal. No one should get attacked like that. But so then if you don't want that to happen, you should be speaking out about what Israel is doing, because Israel is creating that. So, yeah, stuff like this giving me hope. It can be pretty dark right now. It's pretty dark. It's like feel like we're, and there's, aircraft carriers, U.S. aircraft carriers in the Gulf, and China has sent aircraft carrier. And it's like, and then to watch the American media just not present the whole story. They're just like, oh, it's Hamas Hamas is some heavily armed military that's fighting and they've got tanks and fighter jets. And it's like, no. And there's just not covering it honestly. So to see this Torah Judaism and Jewish Voices for Peace, it's powerful. It's powerful stuff. And I have comedians that I know, big name comedians, that are playing the anti-Semitism card and we got to support Israel and Hamas killed 40 babies and all this, which is not true. That there's no video of that that has been completely just debunked. So it really bums me out that people that I know professionally and are saying these, what are you talking about? But then it gives me hope that there's people like Katie Halper out there and Lee Camp out there and these other organizations, and Abby Martin, what she's doing. So, but yeah. So that's, and it's all about money for oil and war. Israel won't even acknowledge the Armenian genocide because they get oil from Azerbaijan, and Azerbaijan is at war with Armenia. And, they just sent 100 million barrels of oil, and Israel sells Azerbaijan weapons. So it's preposterous that Israel won't even acknowledge the Armenian genocide. That government is so hypocritical, as is the United States government. So, yeah, you got to speak up. You got to speak up. So thanks for watching our show. Support what we can do. We're trying to get the word out. Our little show, we've been demonetized. I mean, we were demonetized for 2.5 years. We're finally got our monetization back, but we're still losing subscriber numbers. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. Every day I checked and the subscriber count goes down no matter how many videos I put out there. And I see my videos used to get 2, 3, 4, 5,000, 10,000 views. Now they get 200, 300, 400 views. Every once in a while, something will get 1,200 or 2,000 views. So support what we do any way we can. We're doing the Anything Can Happen game show December 7th. That's live. It's a game show taping in Hollywood where you can be part of the studio audience. Go to grahamelwood.com for tickets. And thanks for supporting our show, and shave your knuckles for justice. Boom.